if you are a lawyer, no matter where you are in your career, and you want to develop a new practice area, the expertise is out there. I mean, within a few months, you can really learn anything. You can learn AI and law, you can learn data security, you can learn negligence security, you can learn IP. There's really nothing that you can't learn.
Welcome to our Happy Rainmakers video series where point one can make a difference. I am joined today by Frank Ramos, who's a partner at Goldberg Segalla. Welcome, Frank.
Thanks so much for having me, Jen. I appreciate it.
Now, one of the things that I was very struck by when I was reviewing some of your LinkedIn posts was you've kind of become a real voice about AI and what's going on in that space. But you didn't start out being an AI expert, did you?
No, it happened accidentally. I think we all became very interested in AI when we all read that the OpenAI ChatGPT 4 had passed the bar at the 90th percentile. At that point, it really caught my attention, being a sci-fi geek and having read books and watched movies about artificial intelligence. I found it fascinating how it could help lawyers, where we consider ourselves sort of above being taken over by robots and androids, but somehow we were faced with this new platform that was actually going to be able to help us. So I just started reading about it. And along the way, I realized that, wait a minute, a lot of people want to hear about it, and there are not that many people talking about it to other civil defense lawyers or corporate departments or claims departments about how to use AI. And me, like everybody else at the time, I was learning, I was experimenting with it, and in the process realized that a lot of other people want to learn what I was learning. And that became a way to talk about it, to write about it, to speak about it. And since then, and it hasn't even been that long, I probably speak on AI about once or twice a week, and I write about it pretty frequently. And as you noted, I post about it on LinkedIn pretty frequently as well. That experience has shown me that there's so much information that's available to we lawyers out there on the internet that we can become experts in any area we want to. You know, when I started practicing in 1997, everything was a black box. You had to go to a firm and learn that practice area. You had to become an apprentice. There wasn't the internet, there wasn't podcasts, there weren't YouTube videos. The CLE was always very basic and generic. Nobody wanted to share their trade secrets. And somewhere along the way, people just started sharing and giving away everything away. Happened with the development of social media, where social media is free and everything just kind of became free. And that was sort of the way you would hook people to get them to hire you, by just kind of giving away your expertise to show others that you're actually an expert. And what that's allowed we lawyers to do is that we can now go on YouTube and watch hundreds of videos on anything we wanted to, or podcasts, whatever we wanted to, and become an expert in pretty much any area we want. And if you are a lawyer, no matter where you are in your career, and you want to develop a new practice area, the expertise is out there. I mean, within a few months, you can really learn anything. There's really nothing that you can't learn, because not only people providing you the content in terms of what the cases are, the case law, and the statutes and the regulations, they're actually providing you how to handle these cases. For anybody who wants to become an expert in any area and wants to transition to another area, decide what that area is, explore it a little bit, see if you actually enjoy it. You may have a misconception of what it consists of or what it includes. Start listening to CLE. Most of it's free online, actually. Go to YouTube and you type in a topic area, you'll find hundreds of hours of free CLE, and podcasts and white papers and blogs and so forth. Read up on it, and before you know it, you're talking the talk, you're walking the walk, and you're capable of handling those sort of cases as well as the people who are putting themselves out there as experts. That's really the process now, and it's never been easier to do it than it is in 2024.
I think that's really true. So anybody who's watching this right now and isn't as enamored of their practice area as they used to be, or thinks that AI or cannabis or cybersecurity or healthcare transactions or whatever it is they're seeing looks interesting, once you feel like you're an expert, how do you transition to writing about it or speaking about it so that others in the industry can see you as an expert?
I think you can first start on social media. That's the easiest. Maybe you start by just sharing other people's content. Maybe there are articles that are coming out that you share with your own thoughts. Maybe there's a new case or regulation that you share with your own thoughts. And you do that consistently so that you become a thought leader in that area. I think LinkedIn is probably the best place. I think a lot of professionals use that platform as a source of information to learn more about whatever area they're interested in. And you see a lot of GCs and deputy GCs and in-house folks finding people that are in the space that they're interested in, following them, connecting with them, and then just reading their content. And then you're top of mind because you're posting on a regular basis. If they ever need somebody in that space in your geographic region, they probably saw your post from today or yesterday, 2 days ago, and they'll think, well, this person writes about it. I've heard them speak. They sound intelligent to me. They sound like they know what they're talking about. They're able to answer questions on the topic. I think I'm going to hire them. And then you start handling one or two matters for this person or that person, and that leads to other things. And suddenly, before you know it, you're one of a few people in that area in your geographic region handling those cases. And it all started out by just, listening to a podcast here or there.
All right. Well, I think you've given everybody a good blueprint for pivoting to an area of law that they have a big interest in. So thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks so much, Jen. I appreciate it.